Welcome back, everybody, from Missoula, Montana. Reserve Street and Mullen is where I'm at. Got to swing by real quick to Harbor Freight to get a couple moving blankets. And after that, I got about maybe another hour drive, maybe just a little more, to my pickup destination, which is Hamilton, Montana. Got to grab, they said it was a printer on wheels. So printer on wheels, inside pickup, self-load, self-unload at delivery. And that load pays $650 for a day of work. It was like 200 and it's like 200, roughly 250 miles from my house. If even that, maybe not even 100% that.
Take the next right,
but somewhere around there. I charged accordingly just because self-load, self-unload, who knows what it involved in. I didn't know, how easy or how difficult it would be, so they posted that load a few times throughout the day. They didn't give it to us until evening time, so obviously they were looking for the best price. Didn't find one, and we ended up with it. So, okay, here's Harbor Freight right here. Moving blankets are the cheapest place to buy at Harbor Freight. If in case you guys are looking for moving blankets down the road, Harbor Freight is the place to be for that. Okay, let's back into that spot right there, parking spot, and then go walk in real quick. I had one blanket left in here I had more, but we used them up. So I got 4, $38. One thing in Montana that's nice is if you're making big purchases, or really any kind of purchases, but especially saves you on big purchases, there's no sales tax. So if you're buying, the new iPhone or whatever, no sales tax. So I think I'm gonna go, after I do my pickup, I'm going to try to find an Apple store or some place that maybe has the new iPhone. Pick that up for my wife over here today, because you can save yourself, whatever, if it's a $1,500 phone, $150 versus buying it in Washington State for me. So, a little bit of a win, if you call it a win. I don't know. The other thing that's not a win is I cracked the screen today. So, screen got cracked on here. What are you gonna do? It is what it is. I'm gonna try to find a new screen and see. I know a lot of places, like in the mall, replace them. At our current local Walmarts in town, they also have those guys that do repairs on stuff. So maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to get a screen online somewhere, and then have one of them guys repair it, put in a new screen. That way I can get rid of that phone. That one's still an S23. The one I actually use is the S25 Ultra. This is an S23 Ultra, so I don't even know how much the screens cost for those. All right, let's get to pickup. Nice weather still, end of September, fall weather, but out here it's supposed to be like somewhere around 80 degrees today. Same thing in Spokane, home base for me, so weather's great. Very enjoyable. Now, only if I had time to go fishing, then going to Hamilton, there's a lot of rivers going through that you're going to be passing, or I'll be passing. If I had the time, I'd definitely stop by, but I just don't have the time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my blankets are here. Like I told you, I got some more. I had one, but it's not enough. So I'm picking up a printer, and this is what it looks like. Let's see. Just want to make sure, still on this camera as well, if there's any flaws, it'll be on here. I already took a picture like this one, but it's not really even a scratch. I wanted to make sure that there's no scratches from me. And if there is scratches from the people that had it, then supposedly it would be documented and pictured and all that kind of stuff. That's just dust. And then we got wires and this thing as well. So, yep, we good. I'm about to set up my ramp and just wheel it up the ramp. Hopefully it's all gonna fit width-wise, because this stuff, oh, okay, these are this. Where's the legs from that side? guess this side doesn't have those kind of legs. Interesting, huh? Gotta see which way is the best way to go up the ramp. I believe it's wide enough. I hope so, anyways. If not, I might have to throw it up on my dolly and take it up there that way. Hopefully I don't have to do that. Let's get this done. There you go. You guys saw how it went up the ramp. Just gonna move my stuff. Right here. I'm gonna put it right on this wall. I'm gonna strap it with. That was part of it too. I'm gonna wrap that guy up too. Not difficult at all. You just gotta have a little common sense and not be able to, you know. Well, you gotta have physical ability, because if you got, like, you know, say previous back injuries or, you know, whatever the case is, that you can't do this kind of work, then you can't do physical labor, and you're going to miss out on some loads that actually can pay a decent amount. So, just, you know, showing you guys what this job is all about. Now, sort of lift, sort of push. Okay, so we're going to do it this way. We're going to put this. There's no wheels over here, and then there's wheels there. Blankets, and we're good. Giving them a brand new blanket, guys. If brokers ever gonna watch this, you guys know how I take care of all the freight that I pick up and drop off. Always take care of everything, just like if it was my own, you know what I mean? Just if it was my own. I'm serious. No jokes about it. You see? Now time to strap it. Strap it good, and we'll be on the way. I'm gonna throw one over the top and one this way, and we'll be golden. Done. Good thing it's still like 70 something outside, not 100 out here, but I'm already sweating. That's just kind of the person I am. But right there, all strapped, blanket wrapped. Got one with the E-track going this way. Got a strap going across, and got one going crisscross from here down to there. One from here to here. So I put these in not too long ago just because, just to throw like one over if I'm putting something weird up against the wall. I never used to have them, and it was kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. But because of the wheel wells, and if it's a short van, then you can't really, I don't know, if it's something long and skinny, or if it's something skinny against the wall, then yeah, you can put it. But on my van, actually, to the doors and up to the wheel wells, I can fit a 60 wide and a 56 long pallet, 56 and a half long and 60 wide. So I can do like a, in this van, if you get the longest Sprinter van, actually, the 170 extended version, like what I have, you could actually haul, you know, a wide load just in a tail over here, in the tail section, as long as you don't put anything weird before your wheel wells, you know, like that. This can always get moved. This is just my, you know, my one wheel, my, I got an airbed right there. But anyways, this dolly, they could all get moved somewhere. So I can have the space, and it's not a problem to use this space. So always good to have as much space as you can. That way you're not missing out on any kind of freight, just because if it's something long over the road, as far as mileage goes, like 1,000 miles, 1,500 miles, and it's something out of the ordinary, guess what? That could set your whole week up, or that could set your whole month up for you to be, you know, in the pluses instead of being like, you know, so-so, spinning your wheels, you know, with the same income. Just gotta give yourself as much opportunity as you can, because if you're not, then it's kind of like you're taking from yourself, you're stealing from yourself. So I always suggest, if you have the ability, get the longest van. If not, at least get yourself, you know, a 12-foot cargo space van. Not 12-foot wheelbase, but 12-foot actual cargo space. That way you guys are, you know, able to fit at least 3 pallets and sleep in the front on your seat. Otherwise, you know, and you never know what kind of pallets you're going to get. It's always good to maybe makeshift a bed that would kind of go up into the ceiling area, maybe something with straps. That way you can maybe like chain hoist it down, or with straps you can put it down and it could sit up above the freight. You know what I mean? If it's like a 48-inch pallet, then you could still bring it down to here and still have room to sleep over on top of your freight. Not laying right down on top, but, you know, figure things out that way. You could also do, I got to do another video about that, but you could also makeshift, put in some E-track, a couple E-tracks, vertical ones, and then there's such a thing as a 2x4 holder adapter. Then you can put 2x4s on this wall, and go across like this, 2 2x4s and a piece of plywood, and then your mattress topper, and you're good to go. You can put that you can make it so you can sleep really anywhere higher than what your freight is, as long as it's not too tall. As long as you got like 2 feet of space between where your freight would be and your ceiling, you could still find room to sleep up there, so, and not get a hotel and save that money. But then there's some of you guys that love the hotel. I mean, it's okay to treat yourself once in a while, but if you guys are really spending your money always on a hotel, I don't know how you're gonna have leftover money for really anything. You know, I make money not just doing this, not just doing driving, but also in the office as well. And even me, I don't spend money on hotels, and I can do it. I have the ability, but I just don't, because that's money I'm putting in my pocket. I'm making it and saving it instead of spending it. So that's just my take. Time to put the ramp away. Let's get going, guys. So Missoula, Montana does not have a T-Mobile store. And basically what they got is a Best Buy. I just went there. They said that you can only, he was checking, I don't even know if he even had them in stock, but the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I'm not an iPhone guy, but wanted to get one for the wife because she wanted to try an iPhone again. Long story short, they could only, at Best Buy, if the phone is new, they can only do Verizon or AT&T, no T-Mobile at all. And we got T-Mobile because T-Mobile's was the cheapest and supposedly the better service than Verizon even at our house. So anyway, not saving any tax money today, not over here. Can't win it all, but you know, maybe next time somewhere else. I don't know. He said that you could go to T-Mobile, but I don't want a T-Mobile phone. In case she doesn't like it and we got to get rid of it, I want to make sure that it's unlocked and can be used for any carrier. So Apple is where I got to go. Buy directly from Apple or their website, whatever, and just go pick it up in town, something like that. So much for that. Okay, I'm going to go grab a lunch. I'm thinking Panda, the healthy fast food. So I'm gonna go grab some lunch real quick and be on the way back home to Spokane. Delivery's tomorrow morning, by the way. Probably forgot to tell you guys that. Because it can only be done up until 3 p.m. There's no way I'm making it back at 3 p.m. because it's already 2:36 Pacific time. Good morning, everybody. Delivery day. You guys can kind of peek of my I don't want to say what kind of face. Still nice and crumbly looking. Anyways, for some reason I can't get rid of my my cough and my stuffy nose. It's been going on for like over 2 weeks now. It's insane. The stuffy nose, for me, that's one thing. That's a problem. It's always a constant problem for me. Something I always battle. Just like somebody that constantly gets fever or like an ear infection or something else. I always constantly get sinus problems. Always. So bear with me. I apologize. I'm trying to get rid of them again. Beautiful day, 60 degrees outside. I'm wearing a sweater. Supposed to be close to 80, I think, today, isn't it? Let me look. What's it supposed to be? Let's see, updated. Today, 83. So it's going to be a beautiful day, but our mornings are freaking cold. They're cold. Very cold. At night, the other night, it was like 40 degrees. I think last night was like 45. And then they're jumping back up to like 50s. Like low 50s again. So this week is going to be warm, and then wife said in 7 days from now it's going to be like 65s during the day. So our 80s at the end of September are long gone in a week. Dropping this off today and we're done with this load. Basically, it pays good. It paid good. Just because they had to have a liftgate truck for this pickup, and it was in the middle of nowhere. If this was like Seattle, somebody would have done this for $100. Since this is not Seattle and it was picking up, you know, who knows, in Hamilton, Montana, who's out there? Nobody's ever waiting for a load in Montana. That's why I'm getting paid what I'm getting paid for it, which is good. I'm not complaining. It's a super pay for 500 miles for me. 650, that's a super pay. I just wasn't sure, you know, when I was bidding the load, I wasn't sure exactly what the involvement is, you know, if I'm gonna have to like find a person outside, pay some guy or something, if it's on a lower floor picking up, if it's delivering like somewhere else into somewhere in an office building, if there's stairs or no stairs, things like that. You never know. A lot of times with these liftgate deliveries, you know, we ran a liftgate truck for many years, and there's all kinds of hiccups always that you have to find, you know, a second person or even 4 people to deliver all together with, because I don't know, people just don't say anything. They think that if it's got a liftgate, it's going to magically appear into somebody's building wherever they want it. It's not going to happen magically. Usually needs a crew. I pulled up and the guy comes out and he's like, I was like, hey, he's like, what do you got for me? I'm like, a printer. And he looks at me like, I'm like, what do you want me? you guys have a forklift? He's like, I don't unload those with the forklift. And I'm like, he's like, usually people come on a truck, you know. I'm like, on a truck, like, you know, back up to the dock and then, you know, wheel it out. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, not a problem. I got a ramp, so I'll wheel it out for you. He's like, okay, back up to this door, we'll figure it out. So he was trying to call somebody as well, trying to complain to somebody, I don't know who, that, you know, a van brought it and something about like the guy's here now and blah, blah, blah. I think I don't know. I got my ramp out and just started unloading stuff while he was on the phone. He was trying to call somebody, didn't answer right away. And then when I was unloading, he finally reached somebody and he was trying to say something about, oh, he's here now and some whatever crap he was trying to complain about. But why does it matter if the job gets done? Why does it matter what kind of vehicle I brought it in? Because in the end, the job gets done. Obviously, they didn't have a liftgate truck in Montana, so I was the only option that could do it, and I did it. Same way that any liftgate truck would do it. You know, I delivered it, I picked it up, and I delivered it. Just same way as anybody else. The end result happened. Why does it matter what vehicle it was done in? And even if there was no liftgate or ramp, and if there was two drivers in a vehicle that could lift up an item, carry it, set it down for them on their dock, or at pickup, they can pick it up, carry it to the vehicle, set it in there, strap it in, deliver it, carry it out, set it down for them. Why does it matter if it's a liftgate or if it's not a liftgate? As long as the end result gets done, you know what I mean? But this is America for you, you know? People try to be the boss. Everybody tries to be the boss. USA, that's what this is all about. Everybody's trying to, you know, have it their way. And if it's not if it's not a normal way that they're used to, oh, God forbid that somebody, you know, delivers with a ramp instead of a big truck to the dock. Oh my goodness, what would have happened? Come on, what would have happened? Worst case would have happened, nothing would have happened. Even if they didn't have that ramp, worst case, I would have backed up to their dock, set up my ramp and just wheeled it up the ramp and let them have it. I've done that before with medical equipments for many years before. The Tequila place used to be in a different place where there was no like roll-up door on the main level, so it was all dock high, and I was delivering everything over there and unloading it all by myself. But yeah, you know, it's okay, no biggie. That's the end of this one. You guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's your chance. It's free. Trying to get to 5 million this year by the end of the year, so we got to step up the game, like big time. God bless. See you next time.